Hello, my name is Elliot and today I'm going to explain you what sections are and what they're for. Things we're going to discuss today are what is a section, tasks of a section sergeant, an EDR, what does it stand for and what does it mean, promotions, IA complaints, what to expect from the sergeant and what the sergeant will expect from you. What is a section? A section is a group of officers that are together in a unit. The unit exists around 7 to 14 officers. These officers are supervised by a section sergeant. The main task of this sergeant will be ensuring that all the officers within this section, get every chance to grow and expand themselves within the police department. This sergeant will be assisted by 2 corporals. These corporals will have the same task as the sergeant. By doing this, the sergeant will have less work and can give more time to each individual to guide them even better. This unit will later receive a letter for example A and will form the basic section as we know it. Our section is part of a bigger unit. Our section is together with 3 other sections, which makes 4 in total. These 4 sections are led by a section lieutenant. This lieutenant will work closely with the section sergeants and help them with their problems. It will be the supervisor for the sergeants. Our section A will work together now with section B, C and D. All of these sections will communicate with the lieutenant, and this lieutenant together with these sections forms a group. Group 1. We've got 4 groups within the police department, which means we've got 4 times 4 sections. Every group lieutenant will also work together. They will form the command team over the sections. By doing this, we create a very good system what can be very good overlooked. Task section sergeant. The section sergeant will have a lot of tasks within his section, but these are the main tasks he will have. Development. The main task of a sergeant is to make sure you can develop yourself within the police department if you want to. He's going to make sure you know the policies and you know how to behave as an officer. By doing so, you will stay out of trouble. At least we hope so. And he is of course an experienced member that knows his way around the police department and is happy to share this knowledge with you, making sure you know the ways to develop yourself within the police department, to get new jobs and to improve yourself in general. Promotions. We are going to work with a new promotion system. The old system was that there was a command meeting every week with 3 officers who decided or you were getting promoted or not. Now things will go different. Every month, the section sergeant will have the opportunity to recommend 2 people in a section. During the month, the section sergeant and his corporals will try to patrol with you and keep an eye on you and your development. At the end of the month, the corporals will tell who they deem ready for promotion. After receiving this information, the section sergeant will send a document to his lieutenant in which he tells who is suitable for a promotion and why. The section sergeant does not have to recommend anyone for a promotion. Then it's up to the lieutenant, after receiving all the information from his sergeants. He will pick a suitable candidate. This candidate will be sent to the patrol command, who will make the final decision, or they will accept or deny the officer for promotion. If they find you a suitable officer, you will be promoted. EDR. Every month you will receive an EDR from your section supervisor. EDR stands for Employee Development Report. It's a written document in which the section sergeant tells you what to improve and what goes really well. By doing so, you get a clear overview every month what you should improve and what you should keep up. The document will look like this. Above, you will find general information regarding the officer, his name, his rank, and the date, etc. Then we will go to the next part where you will find general points about your main development, what we're going to talk about. When you've read that, we will go to your personal development goals. This will also be written by the corporal or the sergeant, in which he will explain you what you should improve and what already goes very well. And as last but not least, key action taken by the supervisor to support the employee. In this section, the supervisor will justify his own actions, how he supported you trying to improve yourself. Afterwards, we will fill in this part. It's not really that interesting, and you will receive this document every month on the forums with the main ideas that you get a better overview how to improve yourself. IA complaints. We all know it, some of us more than others. But what to do if you've got an IA complaint against you? For some officers, this can be really stressful and they can really get in panic. For that reason, section sergeants are going to assist you during the process of your complaint. The first step, what to do if you have a complaint against you. The first thing you are going to do is you're going to send a message over the forums towards your section sergeant, informing him you have a complaint against you. It's very handy if you try to explain what this complaint is about so he can assist you. So the job of the sergeant, if you have a complaint, the job of the sergeant is to explain you how the procedure is going to work if this is your first complaint you ever had against you. He's also going to help you, giving you advice, what to put down, the things you should keep in mind when writing your defense, just guiding you through the process. It is very important that you notify the sergeant about this, so he can keep his database up to date. So he has a clear overview every time over his employees who has an active complaint against him, who is demoted, etc. So after the internal affairs complaint is over, and hopefully it gets denied, of course, you will inform your section sergeant again by sending a message over the forums towards him with the result of your IA complaint. If you're demoted, nothing happened, you've received a written warning, etc. So the sergeant can adjust this in his database and might give you feedback or train certain situations with you so the same fault won't happen again. It's again very important to inform the sergeant about this. I can't say it enough. Of course, it will have no negative consequences for you from the sergeant. We as sergeants are not going to punish you because you have an IA complaint against you or not recommend you for a promotion. That is really up to PSD. Our only job is to guide you through the process so you will get out to the best as possible. We have no intention to harm you in any way, so don't be scared in telling a sergeant, hey, I've got an IA complaint against me. We're just here to help you, to guide you through the process, and don't worry about not getting promoted or getting recommended. We really appreciate it if you tell us, because we've got other ways to find out, but we don't want to, because it's going to cost us a lot of effort to do so, and we have got a lot of faith in you guys that you're honest towards us and we are honest towards you. Then we also have the possibility that there is a complaint within someone with your section, which is not in-game, so you should not make an IA complaint, or it's not big enough to make an IA complaint, but he is still in your section and your communication does not go really well. What you're going to do then, we've got you've got your section sergeant, and you will write a document, which I'm going to show you in a second, towards him, explaining what the situation is, what is going on, and you're going to ask a section sergeant to help you to solve the problem, okay? Because we're going to communicate with the other colleague, and we're going to find a solution. We're going to prevent you shouting at each other, being disrespectful, and we're going to prevent making it escalate any further by asking PSD or internal affairs to help out. Of course, there is also the possibility you've got problems with your section sergeant, and it's really hard to go to your section sergeant and say, hey, I've got a problem with you. So, for that reason, like I mentioned before, every section sergeant has a supervisor, which is the section lieutenant. If you've got a problem with your section sergeant, you can just send this document towards your section lieutenant and inform him about the situation, and he will take further care of the situation with your section sergeant and will try to solve the problem. If you've got a problem with your section corporal, you can of course just send it towards your section sergeant and he will deal with it. This is the format of the section complaint. Above you will fill in the officer's name, his rank and the date, and of course also your own personal details. Down here you will provide details of the complaint regarding what it is about, and afterwards you will place your signature. And also you can see here, if you've got a problem with your supervisor, you can always send it towards your group lieutenant. So just to give you a quick overview what to expect from your section sergeant. Well, you can expect monthly feedback. Every month you should receive an EDR from your section sergeant. However, it's also up to you, because if you will never be in service or online and never contact your sergeant, hey, can you patrol with me? There is a chance you won't receive an EDR. You can also expect supervised patrols with him, so he gets a better overview how you are performing within the police department and what you need to improve to become a better officer. He will also be helping you with your problems regarding internal affairs investigations / complaints, but also if you want to apply for dispatch, how to do it, which steps you should take. You can also expect that a section supervisor will keep you anonymous. If you want to, for example, you've got a problem, you can't attend to a meeting for private reasons. If you tell the section supervisor, you can expect from him he's not going to tell everyone. He will remain professional and will keep your secrets secret. And of course, last but I think the most important, making sure you grow within the police department. The sergeant is going to make sure you can expand yourself, grow within the police department, that you've got the opportunity to come in more divisions and get promoted. What will the section sergeant expect from you? Well, he will expect that you are active. Of course, we all understand you can't be active always, but try to be as active as possible. And if you're active and you see your section sergeant in service, just tell him, hello sergeant, I'm also in section A, can I patrol with you? Because you're going to make his job way easier in writing EDS, because it's going to be very hard to write an observation report or a monthly observation report if we never patrol with you. But that, like I mentioned before, that's also up to you. Second of all, be respectful towards your section sergeant, but also towards your other colleagues. If you don't like something, try to talk it out in a respectful manner, and if that's not working, make a complaint and let the section sergeant deal with it. And last, informing your section sergeant and the communication. It's very important if you've got an IA complaint towards you, or if you're banned, to inform your section sergeant about it, because he needs to keep his database up to date. He needs to have a good overview about which officers are active and which are not. and or he needs to assist you with an IA complaint and when it's solved. Okay, so communication is really the key for a very good section. Communicate with your sergeant. If you've got any questions after watching this PowerPoint, make sure to ask your section sergeant. So if you don't know who your section or your team lieutenant is, ask your section sergeant, or any other questions in general or regarding the sections. He will be happy to assist you and to answer your questions. Thank you for watching. Have a very nice day.